Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your February 2019 general readings. Thanks for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. Thanks for those of you who continue to follow, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and for all your support, feedback, and comments. And thank you to all of my clients out there as well, regular and new, for continuing to keep me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. I hope everyone is having a very nice beginning to this beautiful new year we have. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more info and contact details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the little About button there. Or you can click on the description bar of any of the videos I post. Please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. Turnaround time is pretty good as I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So I work pretty diligently with people's schedules to get them readings as quickly as possible. Okay, let's move right into this reading. I do a wide variety of readings, by the way, of all different lengths and types in all areas of life. So if you're interested, send me an email. We'll go from there. Okay, let's move right into this. This reading is for the air sign of Libra for the month of February 2019. Let's see what's in store for our Librans. If you know your rising and moon sign, watch those videos as well. They can provide additional clarification. General readings, as you know, can always resonate a little differently for everyone. Okay, Libra, February 2019 for Librans. Okay, Libra. Around the first week or so, we have the moon, followed by the Five of Swords. Around the second week, we have the Eight of Cups, followed by the Page of Pentacles. Around the third week, we have the Seven of Wands, followed by the Nine of Pentacles. And at or around the end of February 2019, we have the Ace of Pentacles, followed by the Emperor. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance for the month of February is the Chariot. So Libra, it looks like your overall focus and energy for the month of February 2019 and your advice is to be focused, ambition driven, staying focused on your goals and moving ahead no matter what gets in your way. The Chariot is a major arcana card, a very powerful one. It is, I feel, the most powerful success card in the tarot, particularly when it comes to business or any kind of goal that you're focused on. It represents succeeding and winning through sheer perseverance, determination, and will, refusing to give up, knowing exactly what your goal is, setting your smaller goals towards reaching that goal, pulling all of your resources together, and moving forward in a very powerful, assertive, driven, and ambitious way to achieve those goals. Again, of course, understanding that it's not okay to drive over people that might be in your way. Sometimes there's a bit of cautionary advice with the Chariot card about being overly ambitious and hurting other people on the way to achieving your goals. So of course we don't want to do that. But the Chariot's a card of staying focused on your goals, being very determined and not giving up on what you have set your sights on. And I have to say too, Libra, in looking over at these cards, I'm feeling quite this sense of perseverance, that there's something that you really want, something that you've been wanting for quite a long time that represents stability and security for you, whether that's in the job, work, career area of your life, or whether that's in the relationship area of your life or some other project you may be involved in. I feel like you've been feeling for quite some time that you've been stuck kind of in a beginner stage, almost in a passive kind of way, and not wanting to move forward or not wanting to be seen as more aggressive in what you want because of being afraid perhaps of rocking the boat. That's kind of what I'm feeling. But there's this strong theme I'm getting of kind of an undercurrent of advice for the month of February, Libra, of standing firm in what you want. I don't think that what you want is anything new. I think it's something that you've been wanting, longing for, yearning for a long time. But you've kind of taken a backseat to really taking a stand on it. And I feel like a lot of you have quite recently taken a stand on something that you want. And again, because this is a general reading and the details on specifics will always vary because there's so many watching, whatever it is that you want represents a sense of security and stability and perhaps even status for some of you. Even though, as we start out, you may not be quite certain how to get it or whether who you're taking the stand with or against or on is going to be where you find it, if that makes sense. It's going to resonate for those of you who needs to resonate with. So we begin around the first week or so with the moon and the Five of Swords. And I feel like this is something that's been going on for just a short while here prior to the actual 1st of February, timing always being a bit fluid. The moon is a major arcana card. It can represent deep spirituality. It can represent things kind of stirring in our subconscious, something pressing at us deeply, which I feel this has been for you. It can also represent, that the path in front of you may not be all that clear. Things look very different under the light of the moon than they do by the light of the sun. Under the light of the moon, there's a lot of shadowy corners and hidden recesses and nooks. Things may not be completely clear, but there's an undercurrent nonetheless of something stirring, pressing at you, Libra. And again, I feel like this is something that you've been kind of longing for quite some time. Something that's pressing at you and something that you've taken a stand on quite recently. Now, what clarifies the moon is the Five of Swords, which represents it can represent a victory, but perhaps a victory that comes at a high cost. Sometimes the cost can be a personal relationship or friendships with other people. And the question which often accompanies the Five of Swords for me is this battle worth it? And sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes it's no. You can see that this man has just completed a battle, a fight, a challenge of some kind. He's obviously the victor. He has gathered up all his opponent's weapons, their ability to hurt him, and he's holding his own aloft in victory. But the colors are still kind of murky. I mean, he's tired, worn out, exhausted, bleeding from a little cut on his forehead. This battle has cost him quite a bit. Again, sometimes it represents succeeding at your goal and your ambitions at all costs, even if those costs are personal relationships. So that's always kind of a bit of a secondary caution with that Chariot card too. So be careful, those of you that have this very strong overriding goal, that you be careful not to burn bridges with other people in, if at all possible, in reaching this goal. I think for a lot of you, again, I feel this sense that you have taken very recently a stand on something. You've finally spoken your truth to someone about something that you really want, something that you feel is right for you, something that's going to, a goal that you have that's going to give you stability and security. And again, for some of you, I'm getting status or the security of some kind of status as well. I feel like the moon and the Five of Swords, for some of you, the stand that you've taken, you're not quite sure what the outcome is going to be yet, whether or not you're going to be successful. I feel like this stand that you took, or what you expressed, that was your truth that you finally expressed. I feel like you expressed it to a person. Now, for some of you, this might be in job, work, or career. You've taken a stand on, perhaps at work, that you want a promotion, or you want to move up, or you've decided to leave this job for another job that is going to propel you forward into a place where you have higher earning capabilities, and therefore putting you on a path that's going to lead to an increase of stability, security, self-empowerment, self-sufficiency, etc. But I feel like a lot of you are kind of waiting to see what this stand kind of produces. It might be that, and for some of you, it may be in a personal relationship, perhaps a love and romance relationship that hasn't had, perhaps you've been stuck at a certain level and you want to move to a deeper level of commitment and responsibility with somebody else. Maybe you want to move in together or get engaged or get married, something that's going to give you more of a sense of stability and security. And you've kind of taken a stand with that person, but you're not quite sure yet what that stand, maybe the person hasn't come back to you yet, or the results of what taking the stand are not clear. And it could, at this point, it looks like at the end of January, beginning of February, some of you are just not really sure whether or not this person or situation that you've taken the stand with will come back at you with an offer, or whether or not taking this stand is going to mean that you have to say goodbye to this situation or this relationship and move forward into a place that frees you for what you truly want. So I think at the end of January, beginning of February, it's still unclear as to what the outcome is going to be. But again, I'm getting this sense of standing firm, even if you don't know what the outcome is going to be, because eventually, if the situation or relationship is not going to put you in a place of the stability and security that you need, ultimately you need to leave it so that you can open yourself up for that. So next to that, we have the Eight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. And I'm feeling this is just kind of the theme that's running through the month of February. The cards are just expressing it in different ways. The Eight of Cups is the card of leaving behind that which you find disappointing, disillusioning. It may have run its course, or it may have turned out differently than what you thought it was going to be in the beginning, and you've made up your mind to turn your back on it. Even though you may not be quite sure yet what direction you're going in or what the future holds, you can see that this man has turned his back on whatever these cups represent. Again, it could be a relationship or a job, work, career situation, or a project which isn't turning out to be giving him or her the stability and security or foundation that you need. He's still surveying the horizon, meaning he may not be quite sure where his path is going to lead if he indeed leaves this behind. But the choice has been made to take a stand and say, I am not satisfied with what I currently have, and I need to either change it or move on away from it. Now, the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Page of Pentacles. Pages are kind of a young energy, student, apprenticeship, child, children. Sometimes they can represent messages and messengers. The Page of Pentacles, this is earth energy. The Page of Pentacles is just starting out. He's just at the beginning of coming to a deeper understanding and awareness of what it actually takes to make something work in a very practical way. And I feel like a lot of you, this stand that you've taken recently in your relationship and in your job or career path, whatever situation that you're dissatisfied with, I feel like you took a stand because it became very clear to you that the path that you're on wasn't going to lead to anywhere that had any sense of stability and security and empowerment in it for you. It's always when I'm doing a reading, something pops up on my screen. Hopefully you guys can't hear the sound it's making. If you do, I apologize. Okay. And I feel that that's why you've taken this stand. And the stand, it's kind of, I guess, a bit of an ultimatum, you know, depending on how some of you phrased it. It's to say that I don't want to be stuck in this page position. I've been stuck in this page position, in this situation, in this relationship, and I'm no longer content with doing that. I need to be able to move forward. I need to be able to move forward in this situation, in this relationship, in this job. Or I need to leave it because what I have is not enough and I don't feel safe and secure in what I have. I want to move forward, or I need to leave it behind. And I think that you've come to a full realization of that recently, which is why you took this stand. And you're wanting to move away from this Page of Pentacles, because a page wants to become a queen or a king, which is means they've reached the mastery of this suit. So the page is just starting out on the path to stability and security, and you want to continue moving along this path, knight, queen, and king. So you've taken a stand, and that's where you're standing, where you've taken this stand on. Now next to that we have the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. So the message continues pretty much for every week until the end of February. The Seven of Wands is a defensive card. It's a card of standing firmly for what you believe in because you have a lot invested in it. You can see that this man is standing in front of the door to his home, his castle, his keep, what is important to him that he has a lot invested in, which really means, I mean, what is your home? I mean, he's guarding this place of residence, but it's symbolic for what gives you stability and security because he feels it's being threatened or challenged somehow. So it's a card about standing firmly for what you believe in, even when it's being challenged by other people. And what clarifies it is the Nine of Pentacles, which is a card of self-sufficiency, self-empowerment, stability, security, not having to worry and stress about what you have being so dependent on things that are outside of your own control. Again, stability, security, which leads to a sense of self-empowerment and stability and a sense of continuity. Again, I mean, it's just... I feel like I'm just repeating messages, but that's kind of what it is. It's just the cards expressing the same thing in different ways. I feel like maybe more, perhaps for some of you around the second or third week, you may be in a position in meetings or conversations with the person that you have taken the stand with, the person or people that you have taken the stand with, depending on what area of your life it's resonating in, about needing to move forward, whether that's moving forward within the situation or relationship, or needing to move forward, disconnect from that and move forward so that you can put yourself on a path to having whatever it is this sense of stability and security is for you, whether it's moving forward in your job, work, or career path, or whether it's moving forward in a personal love or romantic relationship as well, in terms of a more formal sense of commitment and security for yourself. And you're holding fast in this. And this is a theme that I'm seeing repeated for the majority of the month, Libra, is even though it might be scary, even though taking a stand is, delivering ultimatums is, and it doesn't feel like the ultimatum that you're giving is, it feels like it's coming from a place that this is something that you have to do for yourself, that you're not happy where you're at. And if the place that you're at, this thing that you're in, is not making you happy, you need to find out by speaking your truth once and for all, whether that's a possibility in a realistic way to move forward where you're at, or whether you need to know that it's not, and so you can disconnect and move forward in a way that opens your life up and your heart up to having what you want. Now, at or towards the end of February 2019, we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Emperor. So it looks like here something comes in. There's some tangible, practical new beginnings for you. Aces represent the number one. They represent a new start, a new beginning, or the potential and opportunity for that. We have Earth energy here with the Suit of Pentacles. So this is a new beginning in a very real and a very practical and possibly even tangible way. This is a card that sometimes comes up for moving, relocating, starting a new job, etc. Sometimes it represents receiving a gift, perhaps a financial or practical gift that enables you to have a new beginning. So if this is resonating for you in the job, work, career part of your life, it looks like either there will be new opportunities in your current position or career path, or in fact you do make a decision to leave and accept an offer that's coming in from someplace else. Some of you may be receiving some help or financial assistance or resources as well. The Ace of Pentacles is clarified by the Emperor, which can represent a boss, a husband, a father or father figure. Some of you, it may have something to do with your father or father figure, or your boss if this is, you know, financial or in the practical areas of your life. Something that enables you to start over again or have a new beginning in a very practical, tangible way. For those of you who are in a personal love relationship, the Emperor could represent the individual that you're in the relationship with actually coming forward with that offer of having a new beginning. It could be an Aries individual. It's showing up as the Emperor, but it could be a female. The Emperor is a pretty masculine energy. So it feels like, it looks like Libra, it looks and feels like Libra, that at the end of February, beginning of March is when this new opportunity, this new beginning, this gift that's coming in, this blessing, it's coming in, and that's when movement starts. It feels like for a lot of you, they're for the majority of the month, the first half to 2/3 of the month, it might be about waiting in the beginning. There might be some further conversations around the middle of the month or so, where what you want is, being challenged or being debated. And it looks like the majority of you are standing firm on it, even though that might be kind of scary because you don't know how it's going to turn out, or if indeed you need to walk away from this situation, this relationship, which you don't want to do. But you also understand that to stay in it the way that it is just going to produce further disillusionment and discontent and unhappiness. So you're standing firm on what you firmly believe is right for you, for your future stability and security. Even though it does look like that's going to be challenged, or you're going to be, debating it with somebody else, whether it's work or whether it's, a personal relationship as well. And I feel like your overall guidance is to stand firm, because what you're standing firm on is in your own is in the best interest of your own higher self and your future as well. So I'm going to pull an additional guidance card for you for the month of February 2019. I feel like in this being challenged or debated, some of you may be feeling a bit scared, or even perhaps a bit lonely, maybe feeling a bit lonely too, particularly if this is a relationship situation and you're facing a choice of maybe having to leave somebody behind in order to, open yourself up to finding what you want eventually. And there might be a temptation to give in or to back down, even though I feel your higher self is telling you not to, and that is in fact what Spirit is supporting. Your advice is the Devil. Absolutely. The Devil it can be a card that represents lots of things, addictions, etc., but it's strong vices and temptations, and I feel primarily as advice from Spirit for you for the month of February 2019, Libra. Spirit is strongly, strongly, strongly advocating that you stand firm in what you have taken a stand on. You don't need to be aggressive about it. I mean, if what you know is right for you is right for you, then just stand firm in that. It doesn't need to be argumentative in a particularly bad way, even though it looks like there's going to be some debates, maybe some disagreements even about it. But I think there's going to be a temptation for you, maybe more towards the second, third week or so, perhaps to give in because of perhaps feeding fears of not having a job, or going to another job that's the same, or not having a relationship, or being alone for a long time. Again, I feel like there might be a temptation there to give in or compromise somehow, but I really feel like Spirit is strongly advocating that you stand firm on what you know to be true, because this is really about your future happiness and joy. So Libra, that pretty much wraps up your February 2019 general reading. I hope that you found it helpful and useful. Again, if any of you would like to have a more personal one-on-one reading with me, live or recorded, please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to help you. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that link is also provided. You can get all that contact info by clicking on the description bar of any of the videos I post, or going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the little About button. The smartphone Instantgo app is good for quick answers to the quicker, simpler questions. Another choice in this technologically savvy world we live in. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, love and romance, of course, compatibility readings, career, work, and finance, as well as investment readings. And I do offer also 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in all the main areas of your life over a 6 or 12-month period, depending on how far ahead you'd like to look. And you can order those at any time of the year, but they're always particularly popular around the end of the year and the beginning of a new one, so something else to consider. So send me an email if you're interested, and we will go from there. I can usually get back to you within the same day or the first 24 hours of your initial contact with some more info. All right, Libra, I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the February 2019 mid-month general readings. Until then, as always, I wish you a continued wonderful start to this new year, and joy, happiness, and peace. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.